got started in this business a bit over 4 years ago now. And look, I've had a really, really, really amazing journey. It's just been an incredible organization to be involved in. And as Leo said, I managed to actually break my 300 customer points as well just last week. So that was actually fantastic. And as Mr. Fung Nguyen springs on you at the last minute that you've got to do training tonight. So I do have the privilege and honor of doing a bit of training. So I'm going to go through a few slides with you all, but I'm just going to be raw with everyone here because I think, look, this is a team call. It's a IBO, all IBO call. And look, if I can help some other people acquire customers, it'll be an absolute pleasure to be able to do that. So going back to 4 years ago, when I started this journey, I'm a traditional business owner by profession, and I've actually got a mobile coffee van business. Now, as we all know, some people may have heard this story before, but as we all know, COVID hit back, a few years ago, and my business was actually suffering really, really badly at that time. Now, my business is such that if I don't actually go out there serving my customers, I'm not making any money. Simple as that. So it wasn't like I wasn't working a 9-to-5 job or anything like that. It was a business, but I had to be out there serving customers coffee. Otherwise, I'm not earning any income. So to be very raw with everyone here, I was in a lot of trouble at that point because with all the lockdowns that were happening, my business just closed down overnight. I had literally closed down and I was in strife. I was in absolute strife. I didn't know what to do. I was very fortunate. I actually reached out to one of my really good friends and I approached her and I said, hey, look, if there's anything available, please let me know. I'm open to doing absolutely anything at all. So she actually said to me, she said, she goes, Arshad, because you've got your mobile coffee van business. She said, I never approached you about this business before, but maybe, if you want to jump on a Zoom call, I'll get one of my leaders to show you what this business is about. And it might be for you. It might not be for you. So anyway, when I jumped on the call, you know how they say that you never know how strong you are until being strong is the only choice you have. And that's exactly where I was at that point in my life. I had no choices and I had to be, and when I saw this opportunity, the power of actually earning a residual income, the power of actually getting people to sign up their services that they use every day anyway, made sense to me and I got started straight away. So when I got started, there was actually a promotion running at that point. So as we know, we've got different promotions all the time. At the moment, there's this the ETL bonus with 625. Then we've got the RC bonus of 1,000 and so forth. Now, during that time, and look, I'm not saying all this to impress you guys. I'm just saying it to impress upon you the power of this business. So when I got started, there was a promotion running at the time where if I got 15 services or 30 points in my first 30 days, I was going to get a bonus of $750. So, like I said, when I had no choice but to go for it, I went for it and I got my 30 points in my first month. So when I got my 30 points in the first month, I got the $750 bonus, but they actually had an additional bonus that if you double that in the second month, you got another $850. So I'm a business owner. Now I already know that I've already won by actually getting my it cost me $350 to start. I already made $750 back. And then in my second month, I've earned the $850 as well by doubling my customer the number of customers, and basically I walked away in 2 months with $1,600 And I knew that this business was a business not to be frowned upon. So I'm going to share my screen. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to talk you guys through a little bit about what's happening, how to do this, what to do. But as Leroy had pointed out earlier, with customer acquisition bonuses, you put through 3 services, you get $75. You put through 6 services, you get $150, right? Now, some of you might be looking at it and thinking, oh, but yeah, $75 or $150, right? It might not make a huge difference in your life because look, the average wage nowadays, you're looking at around 25, 30, 35, $40 an hour, right? Whatever it may be. Now, the way I look at this is by me putting through 3 services, I'm earning $75. Now, how long does it take for me to actually compare a bill? 5 minutes. Right now, if you've got a mobile bill or if you've got a internet bill, that it doesn't even take that long because you've got the rates in front of you. You can pretty much see what you're offering your customer straight away. It's only the electricity and gas services that you might have to do a little bit of calculation, work it out, and let people know. Now, if it takes me 5 minutes to do a gas bill or an electricity bill, I'm spending 15 minutes to do 3 services. Now, I'll put through 3 services. That I've just earned $75. You know what, that's 75. The way I look at it, the $75 is actually $300 an hour. That's what I've just earned by actually putting through 3 services. It took me 15 minutes. I've put through 3 services. If I put through another 3 services, I put through 6 services, you get $150, 9 services, $225, 12 services, $300. That's 12 services you put through in 1 hour. That's $300 that you have actually earned. Now, a lot of people take that lightly, but I didn't. I went for every single bonus that was available, and I kept on increasing my customers. Now, what's your customer source? Your customer source, first and foremost, is yourself. Yourself, because 2 things. One is you basically are giving the business credibility, right? So if you're signing up your own services through that, you're giving that company credibility. You can't, like, I've got a mobile coffee van business. I can't rock up to McDonald's and order a coffee. How's that going to look, right? So you sign up your own services first and foremost, because secondly, you're actually going to earn an income through that, right? By putting through your own services, you're actually earning an income. Then you've got prospects who do not become IBOs. People that actually see the opportunity, see the business. It might not be for them. Timing might not be right, whatever the reason may be. But you know what? You can always help them save some money by actually turning them into your customer. Then you've got people that you do business with all the time. Your hairdresser, your greengrocer, your butcher, your beauty therapist, whoever it may be. You have been spending so much money with these businesses for a long time. I think it's about time they supported your business as well. And then you've got pretty much everyone else. So, you've got everybody else, your friends, your family, your neighbors, whoever it may be. Now, this is a very important thing that we actually have. Now, in customer acquisition, we've always been told, use these 3 words: favor, help, try. And remember, urgency is the key to success. Now, I know not everyone uses this, right? Now, can you just put down in the chat and be honest? Please be honest. No one's going to be biting your head off here. But do you actually use favor, help, and try every single time that you connect a service? And urgency is the key to this. Now, I just want to share a little story. When I say urgency is the key, when I was actually going for regional coordinator in this business, I was about 19 points away from becoming regional coordinator. Some people might have heard this story, but not everyone has, I'm pretty sure. So I remember that Friday I actually had a day off. I wasn't actually working, and Mr. Fung Nguyen actually gave me a call first thing in the morning, and he calls me and he goes, "Brother, how far are you?" And I was like, "Oh, sir, I don't think I can do this." He goes, "I didn't ask you that. How far are you?" So I said, I'm about 19 points away." He goes, "Brother, that's easy for you. 19 points. What's that?" Now the catch was that I had to do 19 points by that weekend because he very clearly told me, "Brother, if you don't get those 19 points, I don't want to see you until you get those, until you're RC." And we had an event that Saturday, that Sunday, sorry. And this is Friday. I'm talking about Friday. Now, when I say urgency is the key, when Mr. Newman told me that, he said, "Brother," he said, "you can do it. Just ring up your friends, ring up your family, get them to support you." And that is exactly what I did. I thought, you know what? What have I got to lose? So I actually started calling all my friends, all my family, and I basically told them where I was at. And I told them that I am 19, well, I didn't say 19 points. I said I'm 10 bills away from actually becoming a regional coordinator, right? So I used that script. I called up my buddies. "Hey, Stephen, do you have a minute?" "Yes." "What's wrong?" "Great. The reason I'm calling is to ask you for a huge, huge favor. I've just started a part-time business from home, helping people save money on their bills. I'm literally 10 customers away from reaching my goal, but I need it today. Please, I need it today. We've got an event on this Sunday, and I literally need to get 10 customers. I need 10 bills to put through. I was wondering if you could please help me out. If I could match or save you money on your electricity, gas, internet, or mobile phones, would you please give my services a try? It would really mean a lot to me, and you'd be doing me a huge favor." And you know what? All the people that I spoke to, they just absolutely loved the idea that I was actually going for something. Like, to them, it was actually really exciting. And they were like more than happy to help me. And basically, they all helped me put through my bills. And that afternoon, I actually managed to put through 11 bills, getting me 22 points. So, and oddly enough, not only did I become RC, but I actually crossed my 200 customer threshold as well. So the power that you have in that urgency, and look, that it could be anything. It doesn't have to be RC. You might have just become ETL, right? Everyone's got a new bonus. Everyone's got a new target. You can call your friends up and say, "Hey, I'm, you know, 5 customers away from achieving my next milestone," which is true. If you're just ETL, you've got 30 points, you're 5 bills away from getting to 40 points. If you just turn CQ, you're, maybe 7, 8 bills away from becoming a ETL. So if you put that urgency behind it, everyone is going to be more than happy to help you. So these are some of the survey questions that we can ask our customers as well. Who is your electricity or gas provider? Do you get a discount? Like, all this information you can actually take down and then work behind the scenes. Who is your mobile provider? How much data do you get? And with mobiles, it's pretty simple. You can pretty much see what data they're getting, how much they're paying for it. You can straight away tell them that, "You know what, I can save you some money." Because a lot of times, also, a lot of people are getting so much data and they never use it. They might be paying $80 a month for 80 gig of data, and they use 5. You know what? You can actually save them so much money by dropping them down to a $40 plan or a $30 plan when they're all only using 5 gig of data. So this is something that you can do yourself. We've got all these questions you can ask your customers. who's your internet provider, how much do you pay, what speed are you on. If they're not sure, tell them, you know what, go on, hop on and just do the speedtest.net, and you can actually see what speed you're on. That way, all the information is provided to you straight away. Who's your current home insurance provider? How much do you pay? Would you like a 3-minute quote to see how we can compare your current provider? And you know what? All you've got to then do is just send them the link, and they can sign up themselves. Now, these are some examples of customer acquisition bonuses that you can actually get, right? So, I mean, using these as an example, let's just say you present the opportunity to a few people. You've got Steve, Sue, Mary, Greg, and Mohammed. Now, these guys have all, have looked at the opportunity, and you know what? Steve decides, you know what? I'm gonna sign up my $45 Mate Mobile with you. I'm going to sign up my NBN. I'm going to sign up my electricity. That's 3 services. That's 3 services getting you $75 customer bonus. Sue, on the other hand, is not interested. Sue has had a look at the opportunity. She's not interested. She doesn't want to make money. She doesn't want to save money. But you know what? It's not always a no. Because you can still, 3 months down the track, you can approach Sue again. Things may have changed. Circumstances may have changed. It might not have been the right time for Sue. Mary is not interested in becoming an IBO. Not a problem. But you know what? She wants to do her home contents insurance. Greg, not interested again in becoming an IBO, but signs up electricity and gas. That's another 3 services, right? So you've shown the opportunity to 5 people. And guess what? Mohammed here. Our main man, Mohammed here, has signed up 6 $45 Mate mobiles, right? So him, his wife, his 4 kids, obviously he didn't have TV at home. So he's just signed up all these services, and there you go. You've just walked away with $300 just through one presentation. You've presented the opportunity over a Zoom call or in person, and out of the 5 people, you've actually walked away with $300. Wouldn't you be happy with that? Wouldn't you be happy with walking away with that kind of money? Now, always remember, when you sign up your customers, always thank them for supporting your business. It really, really means a lot. Now, when you sign up these, look, I've got a little story to share. So when I actually this just happened last Easter weekend. I had a customer who signed up her internet. Now she was moving back into a property back to Sydney. She was on the Central Coast. She moved back to Sydney. So she signed up her gas and electricity with me. Everything was connected on Thursday. She signed up her NBN, but you know what? Sometimes these things happen. And her NBN did not get connected on that Thursday. So she got into panic mode. She contacted me. I then contacted Mate. Mate then I spoke to, I think it was Adrian I spoke to. Adrian said, hey, it seems like when we put the order through, her previous provider has thrown it back, right? So she couldn't get, so she said, look, I'm going to put through a new order. We're going to get it sorted out. So I said, okay, great. So I told her, put through the order, went through, and then on Saturday, she was actually moving in on Saturday. This is Easter weekend, mind you. Saturday, she calls me and she goes, Arshad, my internet is not connected. And I'm thinking, oh, okay, great. So I have obviously, I've become a little bit apprehensive as well. So I said to her, I said, look, let me reach out and I'll see if I can organize something. So obviously I tried to contact Mate, but you know what? It's a public holiday. Everyone's out. So something that Mr. Fung Nguyen always teaches us is when there's a issue with something, we've got to find a solution as business owners. Now, I knew that we can't contact Mate during the public holiday. So what I did, I actually rang her. I said, look, I said, there's some issue that I can't actually attend to at the moment. But how about I come over and I will actually bring a SIM card I will connect you with a mate SIM card, and at least you will be able to use that data, right? So because she doesn't have NBN, that's the suggestion I had. So she goes, oh, can I do that? I said, yeah, absolutely. I said, you can do that. You can hotspot. All she was interested in was watching Netflix. And so I said, you can hotspot, you can watch Netflix, not an issue at all. So she goes, okay. She goes, how much data is it going to use? I said, look, it's not going to use that much data. But I'm more than happy to come and organize it. Then she goes, oh, actually, with my current provider, I do have a lot of data. So I said, look, if you've got a lot of data and if you're happy using the data, would you be okay doing hotspot? And I showed her how to do the hotspot, and she goes, yeah, that's fine. So she actually did it. So I didn't actually have to go, but I was prepared to go, right? So at the end of the day, this is where you can win your customers. Because when I gave her that solution, she was happy that she could watch Netflix. On Monday, I thought, you know what, let me just give mate a call and find out if we can do something. So she was already resigned to the fact that she's not going to get internet till about Tuesday or Wednesday. On Monday, I rang mate. They were actually back on board. I spoke to them and I said, look, this is the situation. I explained it to them and they said, leave it with us. We'll organize it. We'll get it organized within the next couple of hours. Within 5 minutes, this customer called me and she goes, oh, my internet's already connected. So she was so thrilled that mate actually connected on a public holiday. She was thrilled that I was able to provide her that service, and she was thrilled that I was actually prepared to drive to her and get her a SIM card as a temporary solution until her NBN was connected. Now, what did that do? She was over the moon because you know what? She was an ex-Optus employee. And she said to me, she said, even Optus would never do that. And she was over the moon. She was absolutely thrilled. She put in a good review. She went the whole mile. And what I said to her at the end is what this next slide will say. What I said to her in the end is, thank you, but can I please ask you for a few referrals? You know, you've been happy with my service. Do you have a few people in your mind that you know that needs help with saving money on their bills if you can refer them to me? This would really help me out. She had no hesitation. She gave me her partner's electricity, gas, and NBN. She also said, I'm going to speak to one of my friends and I'm going to get her bills. And her son is just moving into a new property. So I'm sure he'll want to get connected as well. So just from that one service that I provided, which could have been a nightmare for me, but because, you know, you got to sometimes think outside the box, come up with a solution. And because of that, I literally ended up with about 6, 7, 8 extra services. And that's basically what I do. I get referrals. I sign up my friends, my family, and then I get referrals. Now, also the other thing to utilize is all the bonuses, all the bonus rates that we've got available at the moment. I mean, like, look at that. New South Wales, 14% less, 26% in Victoria, 24% in Queensland, 7% in South Australia. Utilize those. And look, we've got a promotion running at the moment, which ends at the end of the month. 10 services, you get an extra $200. Utilize those. NMI, we had the promotion, right? Basically, you know, I've signed up so many customers through NMI. So when you have these promotions, use them because they are worth points to you and money to you. We've got NBN plans starting from just $40 a month. We've got amazing mobile plans as well. Use all the promotions that are available, right? Use all the promotions that are available. And the other thing you've got to also do is make sure your customers are always happy. So if you've got a new promotion that comes in with Alinta Energy, offer that to customers. I always keep in touch with all my customers, every single one of my customers. If there's a new promotion that's come out, I will reach out to them and offer it. Now, whether they take it or not is another issue, but I always offer them another promotion. We have got all this information in our Infinity and Beyond website. Please go have a look at it because there is some amazing information that you can go through. We've got Josephine Paneligan with the customer acquisition. Look, she's amazing. Everyone knows she's amazing at what she does. We've got so much other information. Go in there, check it out for yourselves, learn for yourselves, do it yourselves. This is your own business. This is your own business. So just remember that the magic that you're actually looking for is in the work that you're avoiding. So there is so much potential to do this business. Please go out there and do what you can. And there is not a shortage of customers in this.